and Miss Nora Agobye. For the time being, they have sat in that capacity, purportedly as nominees of the Uganda Society since 2016. They accepted to be sent to the Judicial Service Commission as Uganda Society representatives without going through the proper process, namely an election to the Uganda Society and the General Meeting. They have remained the so-called representatives of the Uganda Society there, well beyond what would have been the term time of any properly elected representative anyway. You can imagine they have served from 2016 to 2020 and from 2020 to 2024. On both occasions there were no elections. One wonders how anybody in their capacity individually justify how they end up there, how they even got a second term. But anyway, despite the obvious and mounting crisis in the way law is being practiced in Uganda and justice being denied to all, our colleagues in the Judicial Service Commission have done nothing of note to speak or they have now, they have the same parts that we have. But what is the value of one? The bar has in 2 extraordinary general meetings asked these questions, and there was a cover-up by previous councils. We are being open and accountable to the members who thought this was a serious issue. The worst part of it was to accept the bending and bending of the laid down rules of their profession to keep hanging on these jobs. Note, I must emphasize, in order to try and do good there, but in order to keep on doing nothing. This is what we mean about professional comfort being bought at the expense of service delivery. Justice is sacrificed. This has been as much the sent and allowed Miss Ruth Ssemakadde and Miss Agobye to illegally go to the Judicial Service Commission and remain there, uncorrected and not accounted. We have not received any report from our representatives. When we must hold them accountable at the tail end of their they must now be an election. And they too have reached candidates if they have no shame. If lawyers will not follow then who should any rule to get elected? We can put a stop to this culture by cleaning up and getting us all back in the right direction. I am grateful for my colleagues in council for having unanimously given their consent to the event of the day, which is the launch of Executive Order number 2, RMB number 2 of 2024. Today we continue with our mandate, and I will immediately read the Executive Order as I've been instructed by Council also. So this is the Executive Order we are launching. Looks like this. So we now read the Executive Order. We now read the Executive Order. Recall unelected society representatives bolstering democracy, commencing radical surgery of the judiciary, and halting unfair judicial recruitment. Whereas the High Court of Uganda, in miscellaneous clause number 129 of 2023, Uganda Law Society, ULS, delivered a judgment on the 2nd February 2024 without holding the election was a breach of the 1956 Uganda Law Society Act, Chapter 1305, the edition, and the Uganda Law Society Elections Regulations 2016. And whereas Uganda Law Society is committed to upholding the rule of law, promoting democratic principles within the organization, and advocating for just and accountable judiciary. And whereas Uganda Law Society recognizes the critical need to uphold the integrity and credibility of the Judicial Service Commission, JSC, and ensure that appointments to the bench are based on merit, equality, transparency, and accountability. And whereas the ULS is deeply concerned about the recent trend of judicial recruitments that have disregarded these principles, leading widespread public dissatisfaction and undermining confidence in the judiciary. Now, therefore, the Uganda Law Society, through its newly elected council, by virtue of the authority vested in it by Section 10 of the Uganda Law Society Act and the Uganda Constitution, hereby issues this executive order to address the concerns adumbrated below. Number one, individuals who were appointed as Uganda Law Society representatives to the Judicial Service Commission and other statutory bodies of the judiciary. The Uganda Society shall today launch a comprehensive campaign to advocate for a radical surgery after appointments, assisting for judicial appointments that prioritizes merit, experience, and proven ethical conduct, and legal competence above all. Number two, transparent shall insist on clear and transparent procedures for shortlisting. Shall insist on clear and transparent procedures for shortlisting, participatory vetting, and appointment, including robust public scrutiny and robust accountability mechanisms. Henceforth. Number three, equal representation. The Uganda Society, which I lead, shall insist on representation within the judiciary and the Judicial Service Commission that reflects not only the diversity and inclusivity of the Ugandan, but also the national character. The Uganda Society shall have a final say on the suitability of candidates for judicial office. Henceforth, because it is the Uganda Society that knows them better. And we shall also advocate for increased public participation in the composition and operation of the Judicial Service Commission in terms of Article 126, Sub-Article 2 of the Constitution, including public hearings and opportunities for public input during the appointment process and disciplinary proceedings for judicial officers. The Uganda Society shall facilitate a nationwide call for complaints from members of the bench, the bar, and the public regarding issues of corruption, impunity, and other concerns within the judiciary and the Judicial Service Commission. This complex parliament recruitments. The Uganda Society cognizance of the malignant decay and decadence of the judiciary and the Judicial Service Commission shall take drastic measures to halt any judicial recruitment processes that do not adhere to the principles of merit, equality, transparency, and accountability. The Uganda Society strongly urges the President of the Republic of Uganda, Parliament, and the Judicial Service Commission to review any recent appointments that have violated these principles and to take appropriate corrective action, including revoking such appointments. Effective date. This executive order shall take effect immediately upon issuance. It is so 2024. So I have been asked to display the executive order. You can come closer. You can zoom in. Right. So now my part is done. I hand over to the secretary to lead us through the lesson as per our agenda. The president will move to Laconia and have media conference.
I think that was now Uganda. Uganda president.
Well, that is now.
Sina mic.
What we're going to do, we're going to have an English reaction first. I will take a break. And then some kind of version. Will be a but I think because that secretary we miss the important part of the protocol. We imagine that our colleagues, because we know them, we imagine they know us very well. So I'm going to request that maybe you come and join me here, stand with me here, introduce your question, then we will answer questions. You can come and join us.
Mabega. Teekayo banda. Banda. Light. Olaba ezikira.
So I am Ssemakadde, President of Ekiramuzi. My name good job. My name is Ssemakadde, President of Ekiramuzi. my left is my Vice President, Honorable Anthony Asio. To my right is our Honorable Secretary, Mr. Philip Munal. To my second left is our Honorable Treasurer, Mr. Isiko. To my second right is our Honorary Council Member representing the Central Region, Mr. Jeffrey Williams. To my third left is our Honorary Council Member representing the Eastern Region, Mr. Edmund Nankulu. And online, we have two council members. One for the Western Region, Honorable Mr. Samuel, and the Honorary Council Member representing the Northern Region, Honorable Mr. Ngwalu Imani. That is our radical new bar governing council, the year 2024-2025. We are now ready for your engage with you for your reaction.
Thank you so much, Council. My name is Harun. My question is, you have indicated that the two were legally or have been legally as the Judicial Service Commission. And I understand there are specific number of activities including meetings of judicial officers and firing some of the judicial what is the consequence of this action in another perspective?
Thank you. The specific decisions in which they have been involved shall suffer specific reaction by specific individuals who are affected. So we are not at liberty to make comments at this moment on specific cases of either appointment or recruitment that they did. What we can tell you is that we have, by the decision taken of them, we called them, and that in itself requires them to stop any further business, right? And any old business that they've handled is now open to scrutiny, right? The consequences for which shall follow the action specific individuals who take that scrutiny, will take. But short answer, all their past decisions are now open to rigorous scrutiny. And the Judicial Service Commission is hereby warned to stop involving them in any further. As of media today, having been about 2024, they are radioactive members of the Judicial Service Commission. They will poison anything they touch. But maybe to answer you more specifically, under the Judicial Service Commission Act and regulations, the argument can be made that they were absent during those actions. And there's a rule called the effect of a vacancy. Now, the vacancy does not invalidate a decision. Right? They may have been quorum without them. But if there was no quorum, then that means it's quorum problem. Yes. So it's yes, we have diplomatic. How long is it going? I mean, how long is it going? Now that's the manage. General framework that before the 31st of 2024, there shall be an election for replacement of members of the Judicial Service Commission representing the Uganda society. But that's not all. There shall also be a process to require greater public participation in the composition of every other member of the Judicial Service Commission in terms of Article 146. For your information, Article 146 of the Constitution for membership. Number 1, Article 146, number Article 2A, a chairperson and delegate who shall be persons qualified to be a judge of the Supreme